UIW in the midst of a little break before conference play, so we thought, why not have almost a non-conference season recap before you guys get into Southland Conference play. And I know there's this big gap, but what have you kind of seen out of your team? I'm sure there haven't been many teams who have played on the road at Texas Tech, at LSU, at a couple of Chicago schools. So all these tough teams, those Texas Tech and LSU games, I'm sure were very tough. What did you learn maybe about this young team?
Well, they definitely test you. Like, they force you to focus on things that you're not doing well because they exploit those things. Like, they find them. It might take a half, but they tend to find them. And so, the film just is a great teacher. You go over it, you look at what they're doing, you relate it to the strategy we're trying to employ, and then you just try to train them up on the court. And I think the guys, like I say, they've been very open-minded. They're working hard. We're exceptionally young, and we're dealing with a ridiculous slew of injuries. But that's life. You deal with it. And I like the green shoots we're seeing and the possibilities. And we're working hard on communication, as I mentioned last show. Seinfeld says they did a poll of the human. Number one fear, speaking in public. Number two, death. So by that rationale, the person at a funeral giving the eulogy would rather be in the casket. That's messed up, right? So we're trying to get guys comfortable with communication, speaking loudly, which you have to do in the game. You're playing so many freshmen and sophomores. It's a lot of things that, just basic things to get comfortable with. Asserting your voice, communicating well so you're all on the same page. And I think we're getting there. And then you have to then relate all the communication to what we're trying to execute. So I've seen a lot of growth. We got some battles coming up. Conference is going to be fun. So hopefully people will come out and support us. Another thing we're doing over the break is we're reading a book, QBQ, Question Behind the Question. It's kind of a business genre book. But it generally it says, flip why questions to how. Like, how can I help? Well, instead of why is this happening, how can I affect things in a positive way? Or what can I do? Instead of like, who did this? It could be, what can I do to improve this? So it's interesting. Butler University used the book as kind of a key part of their building culture process during the Brad Stevens years. So we're looking at that. So we got a lot to do. And then we got to get ready to open the conference season with 2 home games to start things off. And we're excited. So we would love for people to come out and cheer on the Cardinals, and we're just going to get after it.
So that book will lead you guys to 2 Final Fours, is the plan?
Oh, that would be great. That would be great.
But on a more serious note, on that topic, I'm sure freshmen and sophomores maybe aren't used to coming in necessarily and having to be vocal and be a leader like that. So is this kind of getting their confidence up to that level where they feel they can assert themselves?
Yeah, because we need it. I mean, like for stretches in December, we've had 8 players who either six guys injured and another guy redshirting, so then we're down to 8 active players, 5 of them freshmen. And so you have to find a way to get comfortable with being vocal, being a leader. And I know, the saying you're born a leader, but I really truly think it's developed. You might have a particularly high capacity to be a leader, but you still got to develop the characteristics and the tactics to be able to lead. And so, yeah, those are all things we're trying to think about and help nurture in the players.
Well, it's going to be interesting, and we look forward to the start of conference play. So once again, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Stay strong, my friend.